Welcome back to Call to Crawl Studios, everyone. If you're new here, consider subscribing. If you like this video, give it a like. If you really like this video, give it a share. You can also find me on Facebook under Call to Crawl, and that's spelled with K's, as you well know, because you found it here on YouTube. So thanks for joining me. This is an introduction video. Never really have been much of a Jeep fan, but Northwest Scale Designs have been producing some pretty awesome rigs lately, and when I saw this prototype that he had for the Devil Dog 2 build that he's doing currently, if you want to get in on it, I'll put a link below and you can check it out. But anyways, this was his prototype one. It's not numbered. This is the beginning of the build series that he's doing. And it's a Jeep, of course, and it's really pretty cool. It caught my eye. I like the spare tire carrier. Love the antenna that he does, a little guitar string and a little orange ball to represent that 76 ball that some of us old people know from back in the day. I definitely am going to put a light kit on this. I like to light my stuff up. He rusted out the frame. This is a leaf spring suspension. Go ahead and put a transmission. I haven't decided whether I'm going to do the VFD regular, VFD long, or something different. I've never done one of the forward transmission with the divorce transfer case and driveline drops down and then spreads out the power to the axles. So I may do that with this also. I haven't decided yet. This is just a brand new one. I've got some parts laid out that I'm going to use, but I want to give you a quick view of the chassis, and this just velcros off, and I got to kind of be careful at the back that I don't break it. This is what the underneath side looks like. Got the velcro on the sides. The front has a keyed little knob there that goes into the chassis, and the back has got velcro on the back. So underneath the hood here, I will probably reinforce this stronger, and I will also bury my light conduit for the wires for the headlights and the marker lights, turn signals, and the fog lights. I'll probably put some old school fog lights on here, and I'll get into that in a minute. It does have a dashboard. If you can see the dash there, hopefully that's showing up on your side of the TV. And so I'll probably detail out the dash a little bit. One of the guys, Harold Abrams, has been doing interiors for the Northwest Scale build, and he may be doing an interior. I'm not sure. These are, like I said, this is the prototype, so I don't even know if the first ones have been shipped out yet. But I definitely want to get an interior for this. If I have to build my own, I'm happy to do that, of course. I'm going to put a headliner in it, which will cover up this 3D printed reinforcement that Northwest Scale Designs did. And in that, I will put a headliner and a dome light. Probably put a rear view mirror. I'll probably check with Design and Conquer. Crystal, she's doing windows, and probably will have the laser cut window patterns for this. I'll probably end up doing the back window. It seems like a big back window. I don't know if that's how they're supposed to be, or if this is supposed to be a soft top. I'm not very familiar with Jeeps, so if you know that this is supposed to be a soft top, it's a Willys, so it's not really a Jeep, I guess, right? So it's an older Willys. They kind of did like a flat fit, more of a flat fender. But this is his own design, and it looks great. Like I said, I just thought it was fantastic. It does say Jeep right here, so I guess I can call it a Jeep. I haven't chosen a name for this vehicle. I normally name my vehicles, but don't have a name picked out. Anyways, we'll put the body up here, and hopefully no industrial accidents. Here's the chassis. Like I said, it's rusted out. He's got his metal servo mount and winch mount and another winch mount. So there's two servo mounts, and there's also a place for a old school big winch, which I plan to put on this. The leaf springs only have one spring to them, so I might end up having to put a little extra spring. I did weigh it before I started the build. I'll put that in this video so you can see what it weighs without anything on it. Okay, I've got a VFD with the stubby kit added on here. May end up putting that in there nice and tight and thin, and if I do that, then I'll do an Outrunner motor, which I have in stock. I have the VFD full size in this bag, and that part just about bit the big one. There's the gear cover. This one pushes everything just a little further forward, which moves the weight forward, which gives you some advantage in crawling. The same can be accomplished with weighting the axles, that sort of thing. So more weight down low, the lower the better, from what I understand. I am by no means an expert. I've been in this hobby a long time, and I left it for quite a few years and rejoined the hobby back in 2016. So everyone that is started in 2012, they're light years ahead of my experience in the hobby now. I've got a couple of servos to choose from. I've got the Raw 800 LP, which puts a lot of weight up in the front. I have a Raw 500 that I may go with. Either one of those are going to be plenty strong for this. My builds tend to be more trail orientated instead of the scale rock crawling competitive, no holds bars competition type vehicle. I like my vehicles to look scale. I like a realistic approach to them. As far as axles go, I've got a couple of these F10 axles kits from Vanquish. These are the straight axle kits, front and rear, so we'll probably take the goodies from there and put them in my limited edition Dark Earth F10T axles, just because they're more realistic looking. I guess the pumpkin might be the wrong side because it's more of a Toyota pumpkin, and the Jeep I think is the other side. But again, not 100%, and it is a toy, sort of. Don't take it personally. Don't be offended. Anyway, so I'll go with these axles, do the leaf kit mounts from Merchant Metal Fab, and that will allow me to mount these guys up to these leaves. This is a narrow chassis, which gives you all of your steering. Some of the problems people ran into with the older chassis is that they were a little wider, and so when you, on a leaf spring rig, when you turn your tires real tight, you hit your leaves. You don't seem to have this. I've got a couple of these chassis now, and it looks like that problem has been corrected. So those are the axles I'll be going with. One of these two steering servos. I've got a couple of aftermarket light kits here for fog lights, and I kind of like the amber lens fog light. I think that would look good. Old school. I may go with both and put 4 up front. I have this is another light kit. This has actually got a metal housing for the light, so that might produce better light, but the light themselves are a little smaller. They may be too small for this rig, so I've got red and amber on that. I think those might be a little bit too small for this rig. As far as shocks go, I think 80 millimeters is probably what I'm going to go with. I'm going to paint these yellow and put the stickers on them so they look like an original shock. Again, I can't remember the name of the shock. It was yellow. It was not Monroe, and they were definitely not Rancho. Rancho was the white shocks, but they were yellow. Gosh, I can't remember. If you know what they were, tell me in the comments below. Help me out. Help an old guy out. Here's the winch I'm going to go with. That's a big Warn winch. I'll do some unwrapping on this, but you can hopefully see that okay. Not too much reflection from the light. Like that. That'll sit right there in the front. I think that'll look really good on this old truck. Got a couple of drive lines hopefully that will work for me. These are the Incision drive lines. One's a Vanquish. I believe that's the Vanquish drive line there. And then we got a couple of Incision here. This one is Injora. So hopefully those will work. So stay tuned. I'm going to do a couple of videos on this build as I progress. And thanks again for joining. And we will see you on the next one.